Hi, Assalamualaikum. In this video, we are going to present demonstration and explain static route configure in practical exercise. This demonstration done in group of 3 students. That is me, SYAZANA, AMIRA, BINTI, SUBRI, and my numeric is 01 BDT 20 F1050. And my friend is
my name is NURUL QAMARINA binti SALEH, and my matrix number is 01DDT20 F1043.
And I'm Umaira binti Rosli with the matrix number 01DDT20F1049.
So scenario of practical exercise. As an assistant technical engineer, you are assigned to configure standard IPv4 static route. Network topology is shown in packet tracer activity file. So there is 3 tasks we going to do. The first one is configure IP address to all interface for each device based on addressing in table 1. So this is the table 1. They have device RTA, RTB, RTC, RTD, ISP, PCA, PCB, PCC, PCD, and their interface, network address, IP address, and default gateway. So the task number 2 is configure appropriate type of IPv4 static route in RTA, RTB, RTC, RTD, and ISP. And the last task is test and verify all connectivity. So I'm going demo to number 1 is configure IP address to all interface. So dalam packet tracer ini, semua router ini telah di-lock dan kita perlu menggunakan console connectivity iaitu console. So di sini saya telah letakkan console punya line untuk sambungkan mana-mana PC ke RTA untuk configure dalam RTA. So saya akan tunjuk contoh cara-cara untuk masukkan IP address ke dalam RTA. So ke terminal and enable config. So saya akan ambil example interface serial 00. Interface serial 0/0/0 and letakkan IP dia iaitu 192.168.1.0. Address 192.168.1.2 IP address dia .2 dan subnet mask dia /30 iaitu 255.255.255.252 dan tekan enter and then tekan no shutdown. Sebab ada setengah kalau tak letak no shutdown dia akan jadi dia tidak akan menjadi, dia akan jadi tidak up. So no shutdown. So kalau dapat dilihat di sini di RTA serials serial 0/0/0 link dia up dan interface dia 192.168.1.2 subnet mask dia 30. So satu lagi contoh saya akan tunjuk iaitu device PC, masukkan IP ke dalam PC. So contoh saya ambil PC A1, tekan desktop dan IP configuration. So IP address ialah ambil di sini 192.168.20.10. Sebab kalau PCA 1 dia akan jadi .10. Kalau PCA 2 dia akan jadi .11. So masukkan di sini dan subnet mask dia /24 iaitu 255.255.255.0 dan default gateway-nya dibagi di sini iaitu 1. So itu saja daripada saya. Seterusnya KHAIRALL akan sambung untuk task number 2.
Okay. Hi, my name is NURUL QAMARINA. So now I'm going to continue with the second question, which is configure appropriate type of IPv4 static route in RTA, RTB, RTC, RTD, and ISP. So basically what we have to do is make a configuration dekat router yang disebutkan tadi. So sekarang ni saya akan tunjukkan contoh configuration pada router ISP dan juga RTA. Okay, so yang pertama sekali, memandangkan CLI itu di lock. Jadi kita perlukan sambungkan console cable daripada ISP directly to mana-mana PC yang available. So saya sambungkan pada PC A2. So kita buat configuration dekat terminal kat situ. Okay. So macam biasa kita enablekan dia, kita letakkan config T and then kita masukkan command dia, which is 0.0.0.0 and 0.0.0.0 and the last one 192.168.1.2. Okay, so pada bahagian depan ni adalah wildcard mask dan pada bahagian belakang ni adalah IP address yang directly connected interface-nya pada RTA. So kita enter, kita masukkan lagi sekali command yang sama, cuma pada yang belakang tu kita tukar jadikan 2.2. Memandangkan IP address ini adalah interface yang bersambung pada RTC. Okay, so kita enter. Okay, so yang seterusnya kita masukkan pula command lebih kurang macam ni, cuma ada sedikit perbezaan, iaitu kita masukkan keempat-empat network. Memandangkan empat-empat network tu dia depend dekat ISP. So basically kita kena masukkan yang pertama iaitu network daripada RT. Okay tak, kita masukkan network yang pertama iaitu 192.168.a.a.0 dan kita masukkan dia punya subnet mask. Belakang tu 24/24, so basically dia kosong. And the last one kita masukkan 192.168.1.2. Ini adalah interface yang menyambungkan network tu pada ISP tu. So yang pertama dah settle, which is untuk PCA, PCB, P1 dan B2. So next, dia command yang sama, cuma kita tu ubah dia pada bahagian sini, which is 20 pula. And then memandangkan PCB, PCA juga interface-nya maksudnya macam interface yang menyambungkan dia pada ISP adalah interface yang sama macam atas ni. So basically dia guna interface yang sama, cuma network depan yang berbeza. Network yang berbeza tapi interface yang sama yang menyambungkan dia pada ISP. So next, RT pula pada yang PCC 92.168.30.0 dan subnet mask sama-sama. Dan kat sini kita ganti bukan 1.2 tapi 2.2 sebab yang menyambungkan router dia pada ISP tu adalah interface dengan IP address 192.168.2.2. Okay, ini adalah untuk network 30. Kat sini perbezaan dia. Okay, then yang sama juga kita masuk ke network yang ini. Okay, dan belakangnya sama macam yang saya cakap tadi, dia connected directly the interface tu ke ISP, dia akan gunakan laluan tu, dan kita masukkan kat situ juga. Okay, so itu sahaja untuk ISP. So next kita tengok dekat RTA. Dekat RTA sini. Sama juga kita sambungkan kabel konsol sebab dia punya CLI kena lock. So go to the terminal and yeah, enable on T, and then kat sini macam tadi juga kita masukkan AMIRA dia dengan wildcard mask. Okay, so ini yang saya masukkan untuk static route dia, which is untuk interface S000 dan juga S001. Okay, and itu saja. So Umaira gonna continue this presentation, this demonstration. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi, I'm Nureen Umaira, and I'm going to continue with my part, which is testing and verification part. So for this testing and verification is actually to prove that the connection and the configuration is perfectly connected and perfectly configured. So for the first step, I'm going to go to RTA for first router, and I'm going to show the full configuration with the show run command on the terminal, and the terminal has been connected to one of the end device. So enable, and then show run. Okay. At this part, you can see the more, and then at this part you can see the IP address that is connected to this router, which is which is IP address for every interface, and then all of the IP route also is shown in this command. And for the next command, I'm going to show the static route IP addresses and network addresses. So use the show IP route command. So as you can see, there are the network addresses and IP addresses for the static route at router A. And for the next router, we're going to go to router RTB. So use the exact same command, which is show run at the terminal, enable, and then show run. So at this part, you can see the IP addresses for each of the interface that is connected to RTB, and also the IP route 0.0.0.0.0.0.0 and 192.168.3.2. And then for static route network addresses and IP addresses, use show IP route command. So there is the static route IP address, which is 192.168.3.2. And then we're going to repeat this same step at RTC. Go to the terminal and then OK, and enable show run. So you can see the interface that is connected to RTC, and also the IP addresses for each of the interface, and also the IP route with the wildcard mask 192.168.4.1 and then 192.168.2.1. And then use the IP show IP route command for the static route IP addresses. So there are two IP addresses, which is 192.168.4.1 and also 192.168.2.1. And for RTD, we go to the desktop and also terminal, enable show run. So there are two interfaces that is connected to RTD, and the IP addresses, and also the IP route for RTD, and then use show IP route command to see the static route that is connected to RTD. So here it is, 192.168.4.2, and the last router is going to be ISP router. So go to the enable and then show run. At this part, you can see there are two interfaces that is connected to ISP, and also the IP addresses, and there are five. There will be five IP route, because all of the routers should be connected to ISP so that they can cross the connection, and then use show IP route command for the static route IP addresses. So you can see there are the network addresses and IP addresses for connection to ISP. So to show that everything is configured perfectly, we use PDU to ping. For the first pinging, I'm going to ping from PCA1 to PCB1. So it is successful, which means PCA1 can connect to PCB1, and then I'm going to ping from PCA1 to PCC1. This is to show that the internet connection is successfully crossed from a different domain, and then also successful. And for the last one is PCA1 to PCD1. It is also successful, which means everything is configured perfectly, and we have configured and the verification is done. And that is all from us. Thank you.